We have the shopping center done, but what we don't have are resources here. We don't have workers yet either because we've got to get this part here built. So I'm going to come over to here. This distribution center is done. Fantastic. We're going to buy, I think, let's go with, start with the covered hulls. We are going to buy, let's say these ones should be fine. All the way to 2001, supposedly. So buy blue colored. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll go 6 of these. We'll go with 2 refrigeration trucks. We'll have it be the red stripe. And then I want to have like 3 oil tankers as well. Let's say 1, 2, 3 oil tankers. Okay. You're going to get your resources from there, there, and there. Okay. And then we're going to start connecting these other buildings. 1, 2, this police station will get connected. We'll have you provide fuel to, let's say, these, I suppose. I don't know if we're providing enough fuel there anyway. Let's make sure that you're providing it to the hospital and the other police departments. I'll have you come over and make sure that stays fueled up. That hospital as well. You know, like just generally making sure that these buildings just have fuel. And you're going to keep resources coming in through here so that this grocery store stays stocked. We'll also do that one, and we'll do that one just to give extra vehicles that can keep these places in stock. Okay? So as these vehicles arrive here, we're going to be good to go. I also think it'd be kind of a good idea to get some refueling stations here. We don't have a whole lot for refueling stations in this area. They kind of have to go deeper in to get access to fuel. And I think on the highway here, especially if people are traveling good distances, like from here to there, where's the fuel stop from here to there? It doesn't exist, right? So we have these, and I think we need something similar over here. And what I think I want to do is we're going to get tapped into this road. I would like to start building stuff up here. We're getting close to the point where I want to take a look at tourism, but I want to solve crime before tourists, right? So let's do one of these one-way gas stations. And this looks like a good spot for one. We're going to go in right about here, I think. And then on this side, we can do another one, say, maybe right over here. All right. So this road will just connect here. About like that should do. Yeah. You can also do the same thing on this side. No big deal. For this one, I want to be a little more creative, though. So for this one, I'm going to go out about, let's say, that far. And about, let's say, that far. All right. Then what we're going to do... tell you what, let's go a little bit deeper in. Here we go. What we're going to do then is we're going to come off of the highway here. And we're going to end up bringing this onto this. And I find that it's easier to, with these roads, go backwards with it. So... just to make it look good, it's easier to go backwards, I find. So we can keep them with speed if we go about like that. All right? And then we just flip the direction from there. And then on this side, we're going to come out about here. Come around. And then I want to wrap around like so. Yep. And then we're going to meet up with this. Kind of like that. No? There we go. Like that. Okay? And then I also want to just have you... come out from here too. There. So this will wrap around. It allows people who are turning right to bypass the roundabout, right? No big deal. There we go. And on this side, we will then come from this side, come on over, and we'll just have you... I don't like how that's going to occur. I want this to come out from this. Yeah, kind of like that, but like, yeah, there we go. Ow, I wanted people to be able to get more speed. And then from here, I'm going to come out this direction, about here, and then curve that way. Like, oh, come on now. Let me do it. No? Okay, well, that looks okay. Yeah, we'll have that happen, right? So you can go that way, and now I realize you can also, come this direction and then turn, but it's just straight shot. It just gets you... another way of doing it. All right. I want to be a little more creative with that. So more gas stations to be put over here. We can manage those more effectively, and it gives people another place to fuel, so they don't have to go deeper into the Republic to get fueled. We also want to avoid this as much as possible. These are just helicopters hovering here, waiting to deliver things. you know, waiting to deliver vehicles, for example, just sitting here with vehicles. It's because only a helicopter can access a job at a time. And while they're hovering here, they're using their fuel. No bueno, man. So you want to kind of spread out your construction projects with your helicopters so that they go to different construction projects. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to say that this is a high priority, so the helicopters will go here too. And I also want the helicopters to be handling other stuff here. Like you can go and do all these jobs maybe even if you want to. Oh, one last thing before we get to that time lapse. I was talking about heat, right? So this pump needs to be fed power as well. We already have a coal train coming in here and delivering coal here. That's from the distribution office, right? So that train delivers coal here. And now we just need to process it at this heating plant. To get people over to the heating plant, I need them picked up from somewhere. And I also need them to come in on buses and stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our road vehicles area here. Got a couple of extra of these big long buses that we're going to employ later as well. But I want to go ahead and grab some of these PZ 3205s. And I think we'll probably just get 2 of them for now, okay? I'm over here where they're bought from, coming out of this place as per usual. And we want to get these guys to go anywhere where there's workers. I think this is a pretty good close location where we could go back and forth. So we'll pick up the workers from this train station and we're going to bring them over to the heating plant and we'll drop them off there, all right? That's going to be the route that we have for these buses. And we're going to make sure that both of the buses are doing this. So that one as well. Here we go. And with that line, we'll have them space themselves out. So these buses are going to now come all the way over and pick people up at this train station, which usually has quite a few people at it. And you'll take those people over to here to get our heat up. Because this is still down, right? We want to do this before it gets too cold. Now what we need to do is we need to get power to this place. Now, we're pretty far away from getting this power assortment done, so we're not ready for that yet. However, there is a wind turbine that's actually close to done, which is great. But this right here needs to be done as well. Looks like it needs just a little bit more electrical components. So I'm going to have the helicopters focus on this as well as a high priority so they can go ahead and get this done really quickly. But we're also going to need to provide a power line to this as well. And it can't come from this side, because otherwise, might as well just finish this turbine, which... You know what? We probably might as well finish the turbine. Not sure why clicking it. It's not going to matter. It's already a project for them. But what I thought we could do is tap into this side here. So 1.2, we could tap into this side here. If we come all the way down, it's nighttime. So bear with me here while I go through the dark. I want to go like that, right? All the way over to this side of the road, as close as we can. We're going to ride right alongside the road to here. Okay. Not bad. I guess it doesn't look great, but... I mean, these are above ground. We're going to see them. I'd rather want this to look good, I think. So how about we change this to where it goes straight across like this? Yeah? That's good. How about right there? Okay. I don't know. It's probably going to be in the way of another road. I'm imagining another two-way road here, and that's probably in the way. But I think you understand what I'm going for here. I'm going across the highway, so we're just going to go maybe like this. That's fine. And then we're going to head on over to this side over here. Maybe we'll follow... No, I think we're going to follow along this side here. So we're going to go about there. That's probably fine. And then you are going to keep going. We're going to follow along this stretch of highway right here until we get to here. Now, we're going to make a bridge here, right? So we're going to anticipate the fact that there is going to be a bridge that goes over top of this. I don't want these power poles to be in the way of that bridge. So let's pull this back. I'm so indecisive on where I'm going with this. Am I? Right, how about all the way over here? There we go. That's fine. And then we'll have this be that way along the tracks. Should theoretically be okay here. And then across the road there. And then over here. Yeah, that was a whole deal. It didn't have to be, but it was. There we go. And then from there to there. Okay. Let's bring power to this side as well. That's what I'm saying, okay? So high priority there, and then let's go like this. Put that in there. And then finally, from this side, we want to go like that. and connect that up as well. So this whole thing ends up being 2 projects, it looks like, instead of all 1 project, but whatever. Helicopters do it. Okay. When we get power hooked up to this pump, we will see, actually, before we even get power hooked up to this pump, we're going to see this starting to go up, right? These buses have a whole bunch of workers on them. And they're all going to be going here, pumping as much heat as they can over this direction. And so we should see this go up here pretty quickly. But it's not going to pass this heat on to this exchange until it has power, right? So we're just going to see this raise, and then we need power here, and then we'll see this heat up. Once that happens, we should be fairly out of the water here as far as, you know, the risks associated with people dying in the winter. Okay? See you guys in a little bit once this stuff is done. Right, so one of these orphanages is basically completed here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at it and to make sure that we are prepared. So it's at 90% right now. And the important thing about these is that we're going to get kids moving into them like right away. So we need to be on top of it very quickly to provide the resources that this building demands very, very quickly. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to our new distribution office. I've already connected a whole bunch of stuff here. The remaining connectors are for our new orphanages, okay? And we'll probably have 5 more in this area. Plan to put maybe 2 more over here if things can support it, okay? So let's pause this really quick. Kind of messed up there, didn't I? So government loyalty requirements, I'm going to put this at 47% as well. And then I'm going to make sure that we're holding 70% food in this building. Then we're going to have this distribution office come on over here and make sure that you are delivering as much as possible to this. So what we're hoping to see here, crossing my fingers, okay, is that we get things brought here like basically immediately. Because as soon as kids start showing up, we need to be able to handle that. Now we have tutors, and that's good. The fact that people are working in here is good. We can have a good children capacity, but without resources to care for them, it's really not worth anything, right? So any new orphans are going to end up going into here. So we need to be prepared for that. We're going to go make sure that our propaganda is top notch. So we reduce criminality, right? We also want to make sure that our preference for alcohol is down this way. Yep. And a little bit anti-religious stuff is fine. But this is a good balance. I like this balance. Maybe we could hit the cultural enjoyment just a little bit there, but for the most part, I like this balance right now. And then if I really care about loyalty more, I can just bump this. But we have children in there. Okay, this is the problem, right? We have children in here, but we don't have their basic needs. So one of the kids we just received has 0 criminality at age 6, and the other one is at age 9, and they're at 25% already. So again, we're going to try to hit that over the next couple years for their life here as they grow up. We're going to try to hit that criminality and see if we can't correct that, okay? But we of course, need the supplies, and that just comes from the distribution offices making their rounds and making sure that they do the things that they need to do. And so those trucks are coming in here any minute right here. Yep, this one right here is going to be delivering food to the orphanage, and I'm assuming the one right behind it is our refrigeration truck that's heading over to the orphanage as well. Yes, so we're going to have both meat and food delivered promptly here, and I would hope that the other trucks with the clothing is not far behind. During the break, the police station did get built, and we've gone ahead and adjusted it and gave it cars. We have not gotten the stand for garbage completed yet. There's still a little bit more stuff left to deliver here, so we need to work on that too. Also looks like the temperature in this building is low. So I'm seeing it's not quite as warm as it could be here. The only thing I could think of is maybe this heating plant's not working at maximum. It looks like it's production. That's the brick factory. Here we go. Production is not bad, but I really want to see it doing 100% here. So the fact that it's at 82% with 20 out of 20 implies to me that we still have capacity left over here somehow. I think it's mostly a distance issue here. And that would make sense because all these buildings here, they're like the maximum distance away from this building. In fact, we need a pump. And then we're also the maximum distance away from this building they need a pump. So this is like, there's like a point right here in the center where heating just doesn't quite work as well as it could or should. Might be the better word for that. And what I maybe could get away with is maybe putting an extra heating plant right here, like a small one, and just having that feed one exchanger in the middle here just to kind of supplement the difference here. But for the most part, I think it's fine-ish, right? They're at 15 degrees Celsius, which is pretty chilly, but we're also at negative 13 outside. So like, it's a really, really cold day, all right? Basically is what I'm saying here. It's a very cold day. Clothes and meat are here. Clothing still pending. And it's also very cold in here as well. So we are going to struggle there for a little bit. But we're at least reducing criminality. That's what we really want to see. Reducing criminality, maybe get some more loyalty up. That'd be good too. And then in this area, we need to start adding some monuments. And I think the Red Star seems like a good fit pretty much all the time, everywhere. Always Red Star. It's so good. We're just going to put the Red Star, I think, right here for now. This should cover a lot of ground here. So we'll put one right here. Maybe on this side instead. Yeah, I'll hit it right there instead. So Red Star monument there. And then let's put another one. How about we do... How about we get Lenin here? I think Lenin, this concrete Lenin statue, could go in here too. And we can pop that maybe over in this area next to the... Yeah, next to here. That'd be fine. There we go. Okay, so these two statues here now need to be added as a pretty big priority for things as well. So make sure we get that going too. Most of the walking path stuff is complete over here. That's surprising. We are getting people to walk on the road to get to the police department, but if we can get that walking path done, we might be able to dip in and get... Well, I was kind of hoping we could get a few more people in here, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. It's possible in the future if we get this walking path all the way run down, which is what the next thing to do is. This one right here. It's going to have to go zigzag a little bit there, but it is getting cases. That's the important thing. We're seeing cases here. That means we're seeing cases investigated here. All right, so last year, before the year turned over, right, we had just 5 cases hit the statute of limitations, which is less than 1% of crimes that have sent to the courthouse hit their statute of limitations. So even though there's a lot of cases in the list, we're still, again, only getting like less than 1% of them actually limiting out. So that's a great sign. We're going to head over back to the prison, and we see that this place is not doing as well as I'd like, but at least we're still hitting the criminality, and that's what's important. This is not progressing very well. I'm going to stick the Ziernoski rural offices on these things, all right? We're going to let Ziernoski keep going. I thought I'd already done this, and it's possible I already did, but it's because they're coming from such a long distance. They may not be getting as much done as I'd like. They've only delivered 11 tons of concrete to this place so far, which is not great. And there's a bunch of workers on site, but like, what are they going to do with it, right? Okay, a bunch is a bit of an exaggeration. There are 13 workers on site. I don't know what else they're going to do with it, though. So we could go ahead and get the helicopters involved, I guess, in these things. We'll let the helicopters come over and get these things done, too. Whatever things they think they can get done anyway. I want the garbage stand for that to be a high priority. And I also need to make sure that the water and sewer stuff, at least the tank, is done. And then, of course, all the water pipes and everything need to be done from this area as well. So we'll have those things be high priorities as well. And then this little pipe right here, we go, that's going to be a high priority too. So that at least gets us a high priority for the things that are related to water for the prison, as well as the sewage for the prison. And then we already have heat capacity for this, right? 57% of its drain, and it's maxed out here. So we definitely have the capacity on heat to get this done. You can see the helicopters are going to land and get that done now, which is good. Okay, heading back over here, we have another orphanage, and you can see right away this is going to be a major issue. Okay, now even without the provisions, right, we have maximum number of people in here because we're not limiting loyalty. So we could get the maximum impact here, but because we're not limiting loyalty, we're also dinging their actual loyalty here as well. But we do need to get these guys catered to as well. So right there, and then we'll make sure that you are like popped up to like 70%, right? All right, good. Now, clothing's not happening. Why is clothing not happening? Where is my clothing? There's no clothes in there. There shouldn't be. There should be clothes in here. There's 116 tons of clothing here. The only thing I could think of is... Oh, that would explain it, actually, yes. You don't have one of these added as a source to pick up clothing from. So now you can get clothing from here. Whoops. That's probably a big deal. We should probably double check because I've been having clothing taken from other places. So yeah, this is the warehouse. This one's good. That's why I have clothing in my other stores, because this one has that added. So now that this place has that added, we should see a lot of trucks heading out to go get clothing. Yep, to bring them to the orphanages. Good. Okay, I intentionally left this one like pending on build because I wanted to make sure we were good with these ones first. Right, so all that's taken care of, and we have the garbage here. This is good. I'm gonna go ahead and make 4 of them bio waste, and that covers the police department just fine. It's also positioned here so that if I end up putting another building here, it will cover that as well, or anything across the street as well. All right, this walking path is completed, which is pretty cool. I would like to get, and I don't think it's going to be necessary to do this. I'm getting rebuild here too, huh? Yep, reconstruction. Don't think it'll be a super big thing that I need, but just to do it, because we are getting a second prison, let's go ahead and add another courthouse. I wasn't going to do it, and I think long term it'll be okay, but short term it's not needed. We're going to add another courthouse just to kind of get it as a low priority construction. And we're going to put it right up against this rail track right over here. So about like, we could actually bring it closer to here, I guess. No, I want to leave that space open over there. Yeah, let's put it right here. Okay. Right there. Now that puts it in range for all of the utilities, I think. Electrical doesn't reach that? Are you kidding me? Well, we have electrical here, so that will reach it. Oh, it's just not showing. It might reach it. The important thing is that sewage does, yes, and then water coverage. Water coverage should. Where did I put that water? Water was over here too, right? Where did I put that? Oh, it's right next to sewage. That's why I didn't see it. Okay. Yeah. So this is going to have everything, all right? And then to get this taken care of on the walking area, we could just do that. And that's going to allow these guys to walk over here to the construction site and just start working it as they need. We'll have this be something that they'll take care of over time. I don't need the helicopters or anything to start working on that right away. In fact, I'm just going to say that we could just have 0 here for now. So hopefully we won't get any additional workers from outside the construction office to work on this just yet. But it's just someplace else I can put this, okay? All right, so to max out the number of tutors we can have in here and try to at least, I'm making it to where government loyalty isn't even considered as a requirement, so that we can hit the criminality at least a little bit, but we're affecting government loyalty a bit too much for me. So I'm gonna take and make at least a little bit of a requirement here, but it's gonna hit this, and I'm not liking the number of children in care number here. So we clearly don't have very many good workers here. You can see there's a lot of people that really need a college education to be more effective. If I take a look at my population, we're going to see that for, where is it? Right here, right. Workers with higher education, 54%, right? We need more of that. We need more people with higher education. And a lot of these guys are moving over here where they can't reach the universities anymore. So we're going to need transportation to get them over so that they can go to the college, right? Well, it just so happens that we have this train platform right here, you might remember. And this train platform is fantastic for that. It was the whole purpose of this is to get people to where they could get to the college. All right, and so there you can see it gets to the college. It doesn't get to this one, though. That's the one we were supposed to get to, and it's 397. You should be able to get there to 400 on this. Is there like a walking path here I could put in? No. Oh, interesting. I must have misplayed that. I thought there was a walking path here. Well, either way, they can get in through here. So it's because of this gravel road, I bet. I don't really think there's a downside to going ahead and paving this little segment right now. I would like road crews to focus more on the walking paths, admittedly, but I think we're okay for now. I'm going to try to get, I think, this segment right here taken care of as a job. We'll have them move to do this as fast as possible here so we can get that done. And then we're almost, paved all the way through here, which is going to be great, I think. There is a little bit of gravel road segment here. I think it actually goes from right here over, so there's still some more paving that has to be done there. But this is an excellent resource for that. So what I thought I would try to do is come over to where our trains are. Let me see if there is a used train I might be able to do here. So not a metro, although that would be nice. It doesn't look like we're going to get any train sets with passengers currently. I don't think that's a thing anymore, unfortunately. Let me double check. Train set is what I'm looking for. I guess they just don't have those anymore, which is a real shame. Huh. Diesel locomotives, nothing there either. So yeah, I'm gonna have to see if I can just take that diesel locomotive that's here, these used ones. So this one goes 100. It's 234,000. 14 years old is pretty old. I think since I have the cash, I will just buy it new. We'll go to a diesel locomotive here and looking for something that can travel quick. All right, and looks like 100 is the fastest I have of the new trains. Really? That's crazy. All right, so the cheapest one is $500,000. What's going on with the trains? All right, well, This one's only a little bit more expensive, but it's a lot more powerful to get up and go. But I still want that top speed, so I think I'll take a little bit of extra cash and get the M62. Yeah, because it's 18 meters long, but travels 100, and it's not as expensive as this one. So we'll get that one, and then we actually should have bought that at the depot instead. I've also got this one, which is an electric. We'll have to get that later too. And it looks like it's sitting at 86% wear and tear. Still have to haul that in. I'm going to go ahead and tell you to change your depot to this location. So it'll get up and go. And then I also need you to grab one more passenger wagon. It's going to have to be over here. One more passenger wagon. Yeah, it's going to be this one. That's fine. And then this is going to be kind of like a passenger train that moves them between these two from here to over here. So the train will pick people up on this side. We can pick people up over here too, because I think a lot of these guys can reach the university, but not all of them can, right? So like these guys in the back can't, and they're going to need to get there somehow, right? And so they'll end up coming from here. So what I'll do for this train, and I'll say pick people up from here, then pick people up from here, then drop them off here. And then you can also, you know, pick people up, whatever. We're just going to allow pickups and drop-offs at both locations. Try to move people between these stops. And then it doesn't have any fuel. So if it wants to refuel itself, it's going to have to deviate a little bit, go get fuel, and come back. It'll be the only way to actually refuel this train. I suppose it could also deviate this way. But the point is there is a track. There are stations in which it can refuel. It's just going to take a bit. All right, so this train here, and this might even be enough. 125 passengers might even be enough. But I want to make sure. So I'm going to grab the trains. Let's go to specific ones actually here. We'll say that we want to grab motor wagons. Okay, specifically motor wagons. And I want to bring them back to the depot. Go. All right, and then we'll have that. And that way we can get some more educated population over here because it's going to be needed. It's going to be needed a lot. In fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and do this. Just buy experts. We'll spend a bunch of cash on getting some experts in here. If we can, maybe we'll move a couple of you guys over here. That makes room for some additional experts in this place over here. We can have some additional experts go in like that. Okay? I know that's expensive. We're going to spend a lot of cash. And we're seeing 26, 20, yeah, 40 tutors-ish, right? 25 out of 40, sorry. And children in care is not hitting the limits with 42% government loyalty. At the moment, anyway. It looks like it's kind of going back and forth here with this. So I need more people in this area. I need to spend cash. I just had a huge export. You can see the money just ramping up here. And I think it's time to go in and just make sure we have a lot of smart people. And I also think maybe it's time to let this building finish. I think I can bring this in. Now that the winter's over with, I feel a little bit more confident about that. I can bring more people into here. Yeah, I think it should work out. And then we need mass transportation between these different places so that we can get more people educated. So, where's my train? I just told it to come over here. Come over to a couple of different stops. I want you to grab people here. Okay. You can load, unload literally anyone. Workers. I think at this stop, let's not load workers because the workers are being taken other places. I don't want to load workers on the bus and have them sent away from the steel plant. Over here. And, you know, actually, let's just do workers. Let's just say never unload work or never do any workers for this train. This train doesn't need that. And then if we drop them off at this one, they should be able to walk there, I think. But we're also going to go over and do that stop as well. Okay. So all sorts of stops. You just do this as a loop, like an inner city kind of train line. Okay. And so you're going to go off and do these types of things. Now, in order to allow that to work for us, we need to turn on these stops. So we're going to come over to our stops right over here. We're going to flip that on for passengers and students. Okay. Down here, flip this on for passengers and students. And flip this on for passengers and students. Now that we have a train that can go between these different things, I'm hoping that means that we'll be able to cater to their needs a little bit better. We'll be able to go and get culture and all the things they want to do. We're also going to want to go in and buy another one. So I'm going to buy it from this time. We're going to go diesel locomotive, buy another M62. And we're then going to come over here, grab our passenger wagons, 1, 2. And we're going to basically make a copy of that train, okay? We're going to make another train that's just like that, with the exact same route in the opposite direction, okay? So trains can come around and get to, hopefully, all the colleges and university educations that they need. We'll go ahead and increase this back to 40 so that people can reach it. And then we'll go ahead and put this back to 75 so that more people can go and attend university here too. Because I need more smart people, and that's just the way it is, okay? So, how did we do today? I mean, you're not going to see it reflected just yet, but hopefully you can, I mean, the happiness is going up a little bit. Government loyalty hasn't really changed much. Crime is still affecting over 4,300 citizens, right? And this just changes back and forth over time. I think also, if we get enough people in here, and I might even take the money. I think I will. I'm going to actually get citizens with this money. I'm going to get citizens with this. I think with more people in this, 368 work days remaining, I think if we can really hit this hard, I'm going to let helicopters bring it in too. Why not? We should be able to finish this television station. And at that point, I think we're golden. All right. I think we're able to get all this stuff going, and we should have really good like loyalty and cultural enjoyment, all these types of things, right? We might even want to increase cultural enjoyment here just to allow them to experience more culture affected, right? As long as this stuff is good, like I don't need necessarily the education affected, but I mean, maybe, I mean, that could be something too, if we can affect that too, right? This looks like a good balance. I like this. If we could do green numbers for these 4 things and a red number for this, and we could do that for the television station as well, I think I would really like that to be the thing, right? All right, the Dnipro Flats is gonna complete here. Dnipro Flats, I can say it correctly. Dnipro Flats is gonna complete here, and we're gonna, I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up. Let's really just bring that right up there when we go ahead and get citizens. So it's gonna complete right about now, and as soon as it does, we're gonna spend a whole lot of money. There it is, almost like $1.5 million there. It's a lot of cash. And we got a whole bunch of people in here. 530 people are in here now, which is great. And we should see the water filling up. I hope anyway, we should see the water filling up. 0.03, 0.04 a day. I should see that going up. Let's take a look at the trash really quick here. Doesn't seem to be filling up too fast, so that's pretty good too. And we should get another monument in here. I think we should probably get, let's go with nothing super extravagant though, you know, like the Soviet emblem would be all right. Like I don't want it to be super tall. We need to kind of mix it up a little bit sometimes. But I want to get it in here close enough to where we can have it affect all these buildings. So this looks like it'd be pretty good. So we can get that right there. And then, well, as long as it connects to the walking path, which it may not do very easily. Okay. Let's see if we can't get this thing. Maybe we just choose the Lenin one instead. You know what? Lenin's copper affects everything within 90 meters. This seems like a better fit here. Right here. And certainly within 90 meters, all these buildings. That'll be a good bump there. So let's get that to be something that we can do maybe with a little bit more haste. Right there, right? Let's get people involved in that. And with all these workers, pretty much all of them are not college educated. We are definitely missing out on the education factor there though. But even in this short amount of time, the secret police, which is just down the road, has managed to plant surveillance equipment. And we can see that the average loyalty is 58%. So what I'm hoping is a lot more people are now available to go ahead and work in this orphanage. Because if I go like this and say who can walk there, you can see that they can reach both orphanages, which is great. They cannot reach the hospital. I really want them to be able to reach the hospital. Looks like I have a way to connect the walking path there. And if I did that, would they be able to reach the hospital then? They can. Perfect. So we get that done too. And that will be how we get them to reach the hospital as well. Okay? Yeah, garbage is looking pretty good there too. We've got the cinema done, but the waste is piling up. So we need waste to be taken care of for the cinema as well. And I'm thinking I was going to put one of those. Yeah, I was going to put one of these down, but I just don't know if it'll fit, man. Will it fit here? Yeah, we'll fit it right here. Let's go. How about we go like this? Right up against it like this. So close. Oh, what? Come on now. Right here. There we go. Right like that. Okay, let me get the walking path, the dirt walking path to go there, and then this like that. There we go. I like that. We just got to pick up the little things, right? We need to get the little things taken care of, right? Here's this other one here. Now the helicopter's built this one, but looks like I can just get that to complete it, and then that should take care of waste in here. Garbage container overflowing, that'll take care of that. Get waste there, and also some plastic like that. I like that better. And then we also need garbage over here, because I'm willing to bet this is going to start piling up here too. It does look like they have been coming over here, but I still think it's important to have an extra garbage over here as well. So why don't we place one of these garbages right over here by the tracks. Just pop it in right over here like this. And we'll get the helicopters to go ahead and take care of that, as well as all of these. I want the helicopters to start constructing these wind turbines and all of these power cables. Get all this stuff done. I need some extra power in this area, and that is what we're going to need in order to make that happen. So get all this stuff done too, with the exception of this one right here. That one, pause. Because these things will work in two different modes, in case you're curious. These work in two different modes. You have the standard mode, which is you build it and it serves as a substation as well as a power generator, which is very nice. That's how it's able to power all these things, right? Which all this stuff is basically running off of just that wind turbine. This one here is also helping a little bit too. But as soon as you connect it with a cable to a transformer, this stops being a substation. It will no longer serve as a substation, which means as soon as I build all this stuff and I get all this stuff hooked up the way it's designed, these things are no longer powered because they would have to receive it from this tiny little wind plant, right? So I would no longer be able to receive coal here because this would no longer have power. So one of the things I have to do with all these things connected is I'm also still going to have to try to figure out how to get power running over here independently. Now I'm hoping to do another wind farm right here, and then that wind farm will also help contribute to this as well. But before I can get that, this is fine. The one wind turbine is sufficient for powering this area. And so I'm just going to allow this to have 5 until I have another source of power with another substation and stuff over here. I'm just going to allow this to be hooked up to 5 of them with one of the cables just sort of chilling and standby. Okay. We'll try to get all that stuff done too. All right. Television station's done. Let's make sure the loyalty requirements for this are very high, because if they're not, we're going to start dropping everybody's loyalty, and we don't want that. We're also going to get propaganda to go way up to like 75%, so this thing can start doing its purpose. Cultural enjoyment needs to go up a little bit there. Looks like maybe education strength can go up a little bit. Let's go preference for alcohol down. Anti-religious propaganda up. Preference for alcohol down. This is what I'm looking for. And just need a little bit of tweaking. Like everything just needs tweaked, but really it's all about the actors. And if you can get people with higher loyalty, then they'll be better off at it. But I do want people who work in the radio station and stuff, they should probably be restricted to having higher loyalty so that we can raise everyone's collective loyalty in the Republic, right? So I probably should limit this to 62% or higher. I think that's a good fit here. And then if we can get these parking lots done, then I can go in and have people can drive into here and they'll start working at the television station from remote places as well, which is be fun. Of course, they can always come in here with the passenger trains, and they can get dropped off here to work in the television station as well. So prison's coming along. Looks like it's okay. How's this stuff? We got the water substation done, and it has water in it. I wonder if that's because of a truck. No, that's because of the pipes being done. Wow. So the water system's fully hooked up and the sewage tank is done. Holy moly, you guys have been busy. Huh? Zernovsky, the rural places, the rural people had nothing to do. So, I mean, I guess that makes sense. They just head down the highway and get it done. But very nice. I like. Very cool. Yeah, I think I've covered pretty much everything. Again, this is a long-term thing. Taking care of crime is going to be a long-term goal. It's going to take a while to get this done. But I think you can see, at least I'm hoping anyway, that you can see that we're on the right track. We're reducing criminality again instead of adding to it. And, you know, now we need to start working on loyalty, of course. And we can actually raise the propaganda up a little bit here to help with that cultural enjoyment. Yeah, we can try to do some of that stuff and reduce the preference for alcohol, please. Anti-religious propaganda. Preference for health. I mean, obviously, these numbers all change depending on who's there, right? So it's kind of hard, but I would really like to get people to not be addicted to alcohol. 20% of my population is an enormous amount of people who are demanding alcohol right now, and I do not like it. So I've got to do something about that. And then, of course, the loyalty will also have a baseline increase by getting these monuments up, too. So we're focused on that, too. All right? So thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really do appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.